All right, we're going to start with The Nation. ASUU, Buhari orders Ngige to hands off negotiation. Tinubu picked Shetima for public good. NNPC shifts subsidy payment burden to government. CBN to sanction customers converting naira to dollar. Masari rates government agencies low on security. Plans underway to reposition NDDC, says Umana. Vice President Osinbajo recovering fast, says hospital. We're happy about that. I'm so happy about that. Okay, which story are we starting with? Major headline, ASUU, please.
Yes. So it seems like there is good news, and I want to be very optimistic.
Let's not celebrate yet.
No. Let's start celebrating so we can ginger the energy.
Okay.
You know, so the university teachers said that they won a major battle yesterday, that the government is ready to meet most of their demands. Now, the Minister of Education, Malam Adamu Adamu, had gotten matching orders from the president to, handle the negotiations by himself. So they are taking off the Minister of Labor and Employment from negotiating, and they are saying that he could just play a conciliator role if it's necessary. And, because ASUU over the time had accused the Minister of Employment of blackmailing them. And so the president has given this order now to take him out of that negotiation. It would now be handled by the Minister of Education. And so he's also asking him to meet with the federal government agencies and also negotiate with, I think there's this... the National Salaries and Wage Commission to work out payment details. And one of the promises they've made is that they are going to be increasing the lecturer's salary to over 100%. ASUU is looking forward to that. And they're going to pay them a certain amount of money, I think about 370 billion out of the trillions that they have, promised to give for the revitalization. And they're also promising to look into the payment platform. So I hope that they will follow through. The president has given them just 3 weeks to get back to him on what the minister has been able to do.
Okay, so we're seeing some kind of progress, I hope so. Yes, YK.
About the NNPC saying we are not in charge of subsidy anymore. They said that it's now for the government to bear the subsidy, not them. They are a private company now, and they'll be paying their taxes and paying their royalties. So how the government wants to do with the subsidy?
Go ahead. We're going to probably discuss it a bit later.
Let me talk about the update on the NDDC. I've been following the story, complaints by several stakeholders, people from the Niger Delta community about the fact that there is no board for the NDDC, and there's been they've been putting an acting person in charge for a while. Now we have a new minister for the Niger Delta. That's the Niger Delta Affairs Ministry, Umana yesterday said that the president has given the go-ahead for them to, there's going to be a management retreat where they would work on constituting a substantive board. Also mentioned how they're going to publish all the completed projects of the NDDC and let those awaiting payments those that are complaining that they've not gotten paid. They will publish the project and ask the public to go and see those projects before they now deliver the entire payment to confirm the project delivery. Listed the key areas where the NDDC will be working on: security, health, education, water, road infrastructure, and all of that. And he also announced they'll be publishing the forensic audit report. So every announcement sounds good. We are waiting implementation.
So the Tinubu campaign organization spokesperson, Mr. Onodunga, is doing everything to let Nigerians know that ASUU Bola Ahmed Tinubu picked his vice president for the public good, because they have a huge burden to explain to Nigerians, because Nigerians, obviously, there's a debate that's ongoing that the Muslim ticket, was it the right choice? And it was going on to say that if Tinubu was trying to appeal to his religion, he would have probably, or to ethnicity, he would have picked from somebody from the northwest, which has the largest and highest numbers of registered voters. And if it was going to be based on religion, he would have picked from the parts of the country that has the largest Christian religion. However, he picked a minority from the Kanuri ethnic group, adding that the choice was not based on religion, but the fact that they needed a technocrat who can confront the multidimensional crisis our nation is facing, which is insecurity, economic problems, such as unemployment, crisis based on the youth. So, and obviously, as I said, this is a time they have the burden to prove to Nigerians that this was not based on religion. And they have that burden of proof, and they are taking it one day at a time. Okay, let's move on quickly now to the Punch Osun Poll Tribunal. Oyetola pencils 50 lawyers, APC, Adeleke trade words. He hasn't congratulated Adeleke. Buhari unveils NNPC Limited. Agency halts FAC remittances. Lagos policemen on illegal duty handcuff brutalized Punchman. Families must demand justice for slain Imo youths. FG alerts ports land borders over the Marburg virus. Adeboye backs can. PFN APC unveils Shetima today. Outcry as CBN raises benchmark interest rates again. And stubborn ASUU says federal government must meet all demands. There you go with Punch again.
Funny headline.
Yeah, that's very funny. That was
It's a funny headline because again we're trying to solve a problem, but here you go, Punch aggravating. What's going on with Punch? Who's backing you?
Maybe the editor.
But you do well, we praise you when you do
Yeah, I mean, come on. Even yesterday I was still complaining about Punch. Anyway, let's move on. What's the story we're taking?
Yeah, I was going to take the Lagos policemen. The policemen at the Beggar bus stop, they were attacking a bus driver, or they were beating a bus driver and telling him to give them money. And that one was asking, what did I do? Why are you... So this reporter saw them and started to record with his phone. And as he was recording, the policeman cited him. Hey, they just rushed him, started to beat him, took his phone, and he was begging them that he's a journalist. When they just heard journalists like this, their head just knocked. They just started, bring the phone. Beat him, gave him, boss, punched him. I read the story. He took his phone, deleted the video, and then they let him go.
Really? What was the weather like too? Okay.
They didn't say it, but some reporters now went back to the scene. The policemen were not there. They said, those police, they are from Oshodi, either Oshodi or Penn Cinema, that they are not from, that really? One guy said he grew up there, and those policemen are not from
that area.
They are from other places. They come with commercial bus to come and be chancing. And when you just enter them, it's like one chance.
Yeah, they just take you. And they come in as disguised as passengers to, lure people in. I have another story. Yes, it's a sad story. So the family of 2 siblings killed alongside 12 others on Sunday while returning from a traditional wedding at Awo, Omama, in Oru East local government area of Imo State, are calling on the Inspector General of Police to investigate what has happened and give them justice. So according to Chidozie Eke Sinachi, who is the elder brother of of his 2 siblings that died, Ifechi and Chukwuemeka, said that they were allegedly killed by members of a Bubagu security outfit, that they went for a wedding. He was supposed to attend that wedding with them, and he couldn't make it on time. And before he realized it, he just heard a lot of people shouting and that people have been killed. So he rushed there. On his way, he saw his younger brother's corpse. One of them is, I think, 18 years old, and the other is 20. I saw his brother's corpse. And while he was crying with the corpse, wondering what was happening, the Bubagu security outfit came with their van and whisked him away, tied his hand behind his back and took him to the cell. They went there to beat him, claiming that he came to take his bandits members, and then by the evening he was released because a lot of youth were already protesting the killing that had happened. About 12 people had died. That was when he even realized that his second brother also was killed. But the state government is saying that the Bubagu security outfit were actually after bandits, that they did not go to any wedding ceremony to kill these young men. I think proper investigation needs to be done. And
I think what is even paining me about that matter is that they were, the government seemed really heartless. These are people
nonchalant.
Yes, and you're saying, no, it's not that, it's a Bubagu doing their work.
They are doing their work.
They killed innocent people.
Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our reviews. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch. So there's a story. The RCCG has responded to Daily Post publication suggesting that the General Overseer of the RCCG are supporting a political candidate. So according to the report, Adeboye was saying that he's under CAN and PFN. And whatever they have agreed is exactly what he stands by. So according to his spokesperson, they said that the General Overseer is under the authority of God, the Christian Association of Nigeria, and the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, and as such, will not speak on behalf of Christians on issues regarding politics, because the Daily Post got this information possibly because when there were reports that the ASUU Bola Ahmed Tinubu had gone to RCCG, and it was a part of his ongoing consultations across CAN, major churches, to make them understand why he had to pick a Muslim ticket. And therefore, because we were told that today is going to be his day to unveil his vice president. So it's part of the consultation. He went to RCCG, and when he got to RCCG, Daily Post picked it up and said, Adeboye has endorsed him. And he said, that's not true. I did not endorse anybody. I'm under CAN, I'm under PFN. We stand only by what the people who agree to. So, again,
let me take the story
media
of
houses.
Yes, federal government's default on counterpart funding. So about 40 Nigerian doctorate scholars had won a PhD scholarship grant under the Partnership for Science, Engineering and Technology Regional Scholarship Innovation Fund. This is in partnership with African governments, Korea and the World Bank. Nigeria ought to, anybody that goes through a really rigorous process should be getting counterpart funding from their government, while the World Bank and Korea supports, so these people can get skilled in engineering, and then they come back to Nigeria to teach what they've learned. So now the third and fourth PhD batch have not gotten the funding. Total funds should have been about $2 million. They haven't been able to get the fund, and they are saying that many of their colleagues have already resumed in school, learning and improving themselves, that they went through a tough process to get the opportunity, and the Nigerian government is not doing their own part to ensure they get the privilege that the scholarship has already given them. Okay, moving on quickly to Daily Sun. Buhari gives Adamu 2 weeks to end ASUU strike. Adeboye denies endorsing Tinubu, stands by CAN's directive. Insecurity, government would have failed Nigerians, says Masari. Surgery, Osinbajo making steady progress, starts walking soon, stays doctors. APC unveils Tinubu's running mate. NNPC transits to full commercial entity. Uproar in customs over promotions. Awom Mana killings. Youths barricade Owerri and Onitsha Road. And CBN hikes NPR rates to 14%. Which story are we starting with?
Let's start with the...
No, it was only the Awom Mama story I read.
Okay, so let me start with the good news. Our Vice President is recovering well, and the hospital is excited and happy for him. He had this surgery July 16th at the Duchess International Hospital, Ikeja, Lagos, and they say he's making good and steady progress. They've also said that they've studied him, they've seen his essence, and he's very compliant. He's a very compliant man. He listens to advice, and that's why his recovery is speeding up. And the medical director took that opportunity to also advise that the federal government does something about revitalizing the health sector, so that public officials will be able to use our, local hospitals for every treatment that they can get here, as a way of, conserving what we have and not doing medical tourism with our hard-earned money.
I think it's commendable.
Yeah, it is.
The Vice President did his treatments here. And I think more public officials should take...
And social media isn't commending him as much. If he had traveled abroad, you would have seen people all over
killed him,
shouting that the VP went for his surgery abroad. Now in Nigeria, nobody's
saying anything. No, we like the bad news. We brew it. It makes us trend. That's how people share and share. It makes us good. But when it's good, we all keep quiet.
That's what they call living by example.
Yeah.
For that, I admire him.
I mean,
I've always liked him. He's a nice guy.
We celebrated him for that, absolutely. But we're just unhappy that the social media is not
Nobody's
celebrating
saying
it.
anything
Just
about
keep quiet. Anyway, the Katsina State Governor, Masari of Katsina, he was expressed shock over the recent inauguration of the notorious wanted terrorist Ada Alere. I think we took that story in Zamfara State. According to him, they have not forgiven him for the multiple killings carried out in Katsina. He was surprised to hear that Anema conferred a traditional title on a terrorist. If he enters Katsina, we would arrest him with immediate effect. And he was also saying that Nigerians, the federal government has also failed as regards insecurity, and they failed to protect Nigerians. And he was speaking, this was yesterday at a media house, and he was condemning the fact that the security agencies are yet to do enough to protect Nigerian citizens. And I mean, it was interesting to hear that the Katsina State Governor was saying that. But many of these governors, when they speak, you feel that they understand our plight. But their actions.
Action is different from
what they're saying sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, let us move on. You have a story?
I have no story. I just wanted to say the governor of Zamfara has not come out to apologize to us.
Yes, even the Katsina State governor should also accuse the Zamfara State governor of not doing enough because, yes, he has suspended. He did much as suspending, but we need to do much. Round up the entire community. Who are these Gabandis that are gathering to be to cheer on an emir?
People are protesting in Nigeria. The aggrieved custom people. There's a recent promotion that took place within the custom, and they said that it was done according to them. Unjust treatment was meted out to them at 2009 and 2010 upgrade officers. They've written a letter to the Red Chambers through Senator Bassi. They've listed the affected officers that were upgraded to a rank of assistant superintendent, and the petition was that it wasn't, according to them, they are aggrieved that there was a selective promotion. And we're waiting to see what the Senate would say. I'm sure they would call the custom heads to find out why some people are aggrieved, what was the process for promoting people. But it must be transparent so that nobody would be feeling unjust. If everything goes well, we'll all be happy.
Moving on quickly to Vanguard, Buhari gives Adamu 2 weeks to resolve varsity union strike. Government security agencies have failed to secure Nigerians, says Masari. One dies, others injure in Lagos tanker explosion. Food price inflation may drive more Nigerians into poverty. FGE raises alarm. Votes buying, INEC proposes life ban for guilty politicians and parties. Kidnapped Kaduna Catholic priest killed. Other escapes. Wow. Airline operators demand immediate removal of 5% fuel surcharge. And state of the nation, Nigeria has never been this bad, says Obong Atta.
So, this sad story of the kidnapped Catholic priest who got killed. His name is Reverend Father John Chaitnum, who was the director of social communication, Catholic Diocese of Kafanchan in Kaduna State. The report came out that the terrorists have killed him. However, Reverend Father Donatus Clopas, who was also kidnapped with the late Reverend Father Chaitnum, was able to escape, and of course the chairman of CAN, that's the Christian Nation of Nigeria in Kaduna chapter, Reverend Father Joseph Hayabi, saying this confirmed the story, said Kaduna State is a dangerous place for people to travel around, and it is more importantly, seemed not to be safe for Christian leaders. They found the corpse of Father Chaitnum, and the burial will take place. The burial, the terrorists on Friday kidnapped. This happened July 15, 2022, where they kidnapped 2 people. 1 died and 1 has been released.
There was the tanker explosion in
L2.
Yeah, the people around there said they just heard this explosion, so they even thought it was a terrorist bomb. So they all ran, and then they saw the fire, but they couldn't help because a lot of trucks got burnt in the place as well because they couldn't drive out because 2 trucks were blocking gates.
Yes.
So
they're trapped in.
So they were all just looking helplessly. They called the fire
service.
They didn't come in time. The police, the army, there was an army place beside it. Nobody came in time. So it was.
They said they came about 30 minutes after, 30 minutes late.
You said that
they said for 30 minutes they hadn't come. They didn't even say they arrived.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
an identified number of trucks. You know.
So airline operators of Nigeria are calling for the immediate removal of the 5% fuel surcharge collected by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, as a way to forestall the backlash or a total shutdown. And you know that they have been lamenting over the rise in aviation fuel, also known as Jet A1, and they said that has greatly increased their operational costs to over 130%, and there is a urgent need to remove this fuel surcharge. But the NCAA spokesperson was saying that there's a misconception about this fuel surcharge that is actually remitted to not to the regulatory agency, but to the federal government coffers. However, airline operators are saying, however it is, we need to remove this. We used to buy aviation fuel for 200 naira per liter. Right now, as if I'm inside there, right now we are paying 780 naira, and we're not able to increase our fares the airline fares. So government has to do something about this so that they don't shut down.
That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we return, we're on to our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.